Hello everyone. I hope that everyone is having a blessed day. I hope that wherever you are in the world that things are going good for you. Um, Today we are on Interlagos in the Daily Race B on Gran Turismo 7. We're starting kind of in the middle here, I know, but this is the qualifying session. I'm going to be quiet through most of the qualifying. You can see I pulled up a ghost. I'm in the Lamborghini Huracan, and I pulled up one of the top ghosts in the world and tried to get the best time as I can. The goal here was to be under 140. So, before I stop talking, I will say this seems to be like the meta car for this race. I was trying other cars, and it just wasn't going very good, and I saw that a lot of people were using this and decided to switch over. But anyway, enjoy the qualifying session, and I will see you guys when the race starts. Alright, so as you can see, we qualified with a 1:39.718, and the race should begin shortly. Just for reference, I am still a D driver rating, so the 1:39.718 did get me on pole. And so you can actually see in this race there weren't a lot of the Lamborghini Huracans. And there was actually a lot of Ferraris in this race. But anyways, not a big fan of Interlagos, if I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not really a huge fan of the GR4 class either, or the GT4 class. Whenever I get on, I like the cars to be a little faster than that. Not that the cars, I don't want to say in any way that these cars are easier to drive either, because they're definitely not. They have their own ways about them, and if I'm being perfectly honest with y'all, I think that's one of the reasons why I don't like them, because I'm just used to driving GT3 cars, and these things are, you just have to treat them different than GT3 cars. Anyways, not a huge fan of this race, but it is what it is. So we start off, we get an okay jump, but then we take this turn a little wide, and then if you take the first turn wide at Interlagos, it's going to mess up your entire second and third turn as well. So the second and third turn gets messed up, and the car behind us is pouncing. Now the car behind us is a Huracan, but we will run into some other cars. Now, you can see I took the inside line there because he was right on my tail, and I was trying to go defensive, but he still manages to get by because I go wide on the exit. So, unfortunately, we lose a position before the end of the first lap, but that's okay. So you can see I'm trying to get back on the inside of him. We do make a little bit of contact. Fighting. He unfortunately ghosted through me, but then unfortunately for him flew off the track. But then unfortunately for me, a Bugatti pounced on both of us and took control of the race. Me and this Bugatti made a little bit of contact here, and this Bugatti actually has some serious exit speed, just a lot of power. So Kind of challenging to pass the Bugatti. Okay, so first proper lap is done. Just trying to hunt down this Bugatti here. Or in sort of a moment of nothing happening. You can see I'm using a new view. Big drift. Big drift. I thought during the race that the person behind me bumped me, but it actually was just my fault. I went in the grass. So, big drift, lots of time lost. You can see the Bugatti has a really comfortable lead now. But now what this video doesn't show is that I did probably 15 or 20 laps with that. You know, I probably didn't do that many. I probably did about 10 laps with that Lamborghini Ghost. And so, if I'm by myself and I'm free of distractions, I can be pretty quick around this track. You can kind of see that my lines and things have improved now that things have settled down a bit. So, just trying to catch up to the Bugatti. We've cut down his lead a little bit. He was over a second, and now he is at 17th, so that's good. But yeah, you can see that I'm in this new view, and I actually enjoy this view. The reason I really did it was because of two reasons. First reason is that I just kind of want to change my view up so that I can be adaptable and get used to having to drive from different viewpoints. And then the other reason is so that you guys, as I do a huge drift again into the dirt and drifting that corner beautifully, if I say so myself, but losing a lot of time. The Bugatti ahead has a penalty though now. So that is good news for us. But yeah, the view, wherever the driver that you see on your screen, wherever his hands are, that's a one-to-one correlation with my wheel whenever I'm playing the game. So I thought it would be interesting for you guys to see kind of where my wheel is at any particular moment in the turn. So that's another reason for the cockpit view now. So I'm trying to pass this Bugatti. You can see I go on the inside and we managed to get him, but with that exit speed that I was talking about, he manages to get by again, but he has a penalty, so we go right through him. And that puts us back in the lead of this race with about 2 laps to go. We go a little wide on the first turn, and so it's going to screw up our entry to the second turn and the third turn. Again, Interlagos is pretty brutal with those first 3 turns. And I did unfortunately get a penalty for exceeding the track limits, sadly. So now I will have to serve my penalty very soon before the end of this lap. The penalties are so brutal in this game because half a second turns into a full second or more, because the way Gran Turismo applies the penalties is that it slows you down for half a second. But then it always does it on straights. So if it slows you down for half a second on a straight, you then have to account for the time it takes you to get back up to speed. And pretty much for the entire straight until you get to the next corner. you're going to be losing time. So it's pretty brutal. For very minor offenses, too, if I may add. Like, going wide costs you time anyway, so why is there even a penalty for that? But it is what it is. So you can see, because of the penalty, the Ferrari tries to get us, but I brake just a little later than him. He honestly, I think, needed a little more courage, because he could have braked a lot later. But the Lamborghini is on our tail now, and he's pushing us aside. Or actually, that's another Ferrari. And I was scared that he was going to knock me into the grass, so I actually put my brakes on and let him go in front of me. And then I just braked late. At this turn, we make a little bit of contact, but I managed to take the lead back. So we're getting into the last half of the lap here. And I'm going back into my time trial mode. I remember vividly at that turn thinking about, do what the Ghost does, do what the Ghost does. And I'm just focusing on trying to remember all the braking and turning points that the Ghost that I was following did when I was qualifying. It takes a lot of courage to take that curve flat out, and you have to hit it just right to do it, but when you do hit that rounding corner flat out, it really helps you out. So we get a good exit, and we're heading to the start-finish, and this race is pretty much in the bag. I promise there's no twist, spin, or anything. I actually do win a race. This is, I believe, my 8th or 9th race win in Gran Turismo, and so I was pretty excited. This actually happened during a live stream. I do periodically live stream. I don't have a set schedule, unfortunately, so really the only way to know if I'm going live is to subscribe. If you don't want to subscribe, I totally understand, but it helps me out, and it will allow you to be notified when I'm going live. I don't talk a lot in my live streams. It's usually just pure racing and car sales. So, anyways, I just wanted to share that with you guys and girls, but probably mostly guys, I would imagine. I thought that was a pretty exciting race, and I won. So, hope you guys have a blessed day, and thank you guys for watching.